It's a great honor when you get a chance to reflect. I would lie to you if I told you it felt like yesterday, because really I had to go back and it's like, oh, we played them again, that's right. And kind of you look at scores and you kind of get to go through memory lane, and even Mr. Yana put it on some videos, some highlights, and you get to slide it in. But when you get a chance to reflect, you really appreciate some of the years, and knowing that you've come close in other years, and unfortunately you couldn't, come through all the way. But just to be able to come back and celebrate something is big, for me, and hopefully for the team and the program, the whole athletic department, and the community. But we're very honored. We want to thank everybody, and again, starting with the Hall of Fame committee and the work that Dr. Williams has done, really showcasing the Broughton tradition. We want to take time to thank you all, and thank for everybody who's made it possible. The Caps Club's been a huge support for athletics here, and we want to thank them also, and the administration. I've been fortunate to have a lot of great people to work underneath, and then good friend as athletic director too, Coach Spain, and also Coach Hamilton that hired me. Him and Dr. Jewell made the mistake years ago. Anyways, 2 years we're celebrating. And at times I would tell Coach Spain, I said, we need to separate the years. It's tough to get there. And so many people really would love to get to, a final match and be able to pull it off. That, I even said, hey, the banners and what have you, that it may seem like it blends together. 2006 and 2007 almost seems like you're talking about one team. But really it's two teams, two separate years. Yet both accomplished something, and it was a little different, each year that you do it. But we're very honored, and you look back and when you reflect, you realize, how special it was of a time, and hopefully we can even further when we get further away. You realize what it's like. The 2006 team ended up 26-1. The 2007 team was 28-0-1. You wish, for every kid in the program that you can kind of take every kid to that final match. And it was really neat at the end of the first finals, where you're seeing people reaching deep and calling you and congratulating from years back. And then you kind of tell them that they were really a foundation to this. It was right after David Albert left, though, we started. But they were a foundation to this program. I'm just kidding, David. But I did go back and look at the path that they took, and really the 2006 year, you would think that you state champs and you really were separated yourselves from other programs. There were tough years, both 2006 and 2007. 8 games were by 1 goal. And if you win 1-0 in my book, you're possibly running the score up on somebody. 14 games were by 2 goals or less, and they ended up winning the conference regular season championship, the conference tournament, and naturally won the state championship. But we really, you look back at it, and I would remember Fridays are setting up, the multi-purpose stadium here, the football field for a game, and we would go to the baseball outfield and we train, and I'll tell you, these kids, you change the environment, and yet they still go at it, and yet, okay, let's get some water, and they can kid around, and yet come back in the lines and really set that pace and that focus to train. And then you would see the difference, in 2006 and 2007 is we're climbing as a team, and you can kind of see it, whether we knock somebody off or we're just kind of building that and kind of climbing in the ranks. And yet in 2007 is you start there and you got to maintain it as you go through that year. In 2007 year, whereas when they went through, they had 10 games that they won by 1 goal, 14 games by 2 goals or less. So it goes to show you that it's a tough season. It's a tough season as they go through, and very competitive. When we got to the finals in 2006, we won on penalty kicks and extended. So if you're ever late for our games in the finals, don't worry, because we found a way to extend it. In 2007, we went into overtime again. You're running late, way in North Raleigh, we got you covered. But it's really, even in 2007, we didn't realize this, but we're heading to our first scrimmage Saturday, and our stop for some gas, and the bus won't start again, and I'm in Wilson, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get these guys to the scrimmage. So I kind of step out, and we're in Wilson, in the same path everybody takes to get to these scrimmages, and it's a jamboree all day. And I see the first bus pull up, and I'm about to flag it down, and it's a private school. I'm thinking, let me let this go. Let me let this one go. So the next one comes, and it's Grimsley High School, and I flag them down. Hey, how you doing, Izzy? I said, hey, can I have a ride? And yeah. And I was like, okay, well, can you pull around? Because I got my whole team. And they're like, so we jumped in, and it ends up where we ended up playing that team in the state finals. So we see each other again that year in 2007 and took it to overtime. But it's, like I said, you watch this team climb and gaining that momentum going through and around the reputation around the state. And really, we had a strong reputation to begin with. We won the conference 2 years before that, 2006, and we had some strong years. Even in other years, we had some strong years. So it wasn't just, one-hit wonder. We just were fortunate to get through. And it's just for the whole community. But if you guys could stand up, please, and come out here, and let me introduce everybody. And there are people still too in school or couldn't make it. I'm still going to come on out here to the crowd, please. You stand in front of me.